everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for sticking with me. This is my third episode on the channel, and today I am talking about how to take a break taking tips. So that's the overall goal of this channel, is to provide education on the types of breaks that people take throughout their lives. And what type of teacher would I be if I did not share a little bit about the types of break that I took? So I hope you got your drink, you got your popcorn, and that you're settling in. I'm going to pop over some montages of some of the breaks, and then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss. All right? Stick around. So I hope that you enjoyed those montages. So just like little clips throughout me taking breaks. And I'm thinking that you might have saw some things that you yourself did. So I've broken them down into 3 categories: weekly breaks, monthly breaks, and throughout the year breaks. All right, so the weekly breaks, you probably saw a video of me walking in that montage. Walks were something that I actually started on a more consistent basis in September of last year. And I was in this spot, dealing with heartache, as we do sometimes, and trying to kind of get some things done mentally. And I was already taking these little walks throughout the day. So like a little early morning walk for maybe 20 minutes, and then maybe a little 20-minute walk at lunch. And I started to think, how impactful would it be to my health, mentally, physically, spiritually, to take longer walks on Sunday? And it started with one walk, with just me going, I need to get outside. I do something for 30 minutes. And the 30 minutes grew to 45 minutes. In the beginning of 2023, my goal was to go further and do an hour-and-a-half walk. I'm now almost up to 2 hours. Why? Because it's become something integral to my week. It's that break that I'm kind of counting on. And I want to talk a little bit more about that as we get further into this episode. But once you start to build the consistency in taking your breaks, because it's so easy for us to say, I don't have time. But once you start being intentional is the key word. Once you start being intentional about setting aside the time to take certain breaks, you start to miss them when you don't take them. Like if something comes up and you can't take that long walk, you miss it because it's become like an integral part of your schedule, a part of your day, your life. And so that is what my weekly walks have done for me. Another weekly break that I take is my yoga breaks. So that's also something that has shifted throughout the pandemic, and it would start with me taking like some restorative yoga classes at night to kind of help myself rest better, because I was not resting good during this pandemic. And that shifted to waking up early and doing yoga in the morning. And now what I find myself doing is taking lunchtime yoga breaks to kind of break up the day of me sitting so much, or even when I stand with my standing desk, there's still some tightness there. Maybe I heard someone say that when we get on so many of these phone calls and you hear different types of information, you hold in that stress. And so that's why we have so much stress in our shoulders and with our posture and stuff, because we're taking in all that news and it's causing us to slump. And so I have found that I look forward now to, during the week, taking like some lunchtime yoga breaks. Does not have to be long. There's like a go-to 5-minute pigeon pose break. I'm going to try to link it. It's via Peloton. I'm going to see what I can do. If I can't link it, what I will do is try to link a free 60-day pass or something like that. But that 5 minutes can be a game changer for me. And it's also something that I come to count on, to the point now I've started integrating a yoga break for my youngest daughter and I every Sunday. So that's now becoming part of our weekly routine, integral to our routine. It's something that she looks forward to. We missed it last week and she was like, oh no, we didn't do yoga. So see how your breaks become part of your schedule. You start to look forward to them. Finally, a weekly break that I take is a bath break. Don't come for me. I take baths, I take showers. I actually bathe or shower sometimes twice a day because, you know, I like to stay fresh. That's right. But a couple of times a week, maybe 2 times a week, I take like a fancy bath. That's when I bust out like the really good, the more expensive shower gel, bath gel, you know, the stuff that you don't use every day. Or I use my scented Epsom salts and stuff like that. So something I look forward to a couple times a week to kind of help me relax more. That might be the bath that I have a glass of wine in, or I'm reading a book. So I try to make that a priority for myself 2 times a week. Sometimes it's like a Sunday, but again, I'm not a big fan of Sunday self-care. I think that self-care is every day. So I found that moving things to Monday actually helps me start my week off a little bit better. Look at us losing the light all of a sudden. All right, so those are the weekly breaks. All right, so the light shifted. So hopefully this is still okay, but we're gonna keep moving around here and we're gonna get into the monthly breaks. All right, so you might have seen some of these also on that montage of break taking clips. One thing that, one break I prioritize on a monthly basis is taking myself out to dinner. I usually try to take myself out to a nice dinner, something where I have to like be intentional and wearing like some nice clothes because I don't have the option to get dressed a lot. And it's something that I like to do. I have clothes in my closet, and I heard someone say that we have to stop saving those clothes for special occasions. I like to look at it as sometimes you have to make up an occasion to wear the clothes as well. And so that's my break that I intentionally set aside once a month. Like I want one date night with myself once a month where I dress up and take myself out someplace nice, someplace I want to try out. You know, it doesn't have to be like 5-star for real, but you know, just someplace nice. Get a table and read a book or sit at the bar and get myself a nice meal. So I do that. I also throughout the month, maybe a couple of times, again, within budget, because you know, single mom over here, take myself out. And it's something that I think, especially if you are a single mother or single parent, it's nice to take yourself out, to date yourself. And I talk about that and I Am Open to Love, which is going to be in the comments, is linked in the show notes, where I have self-dating. When you're trying to love yourself so that you can better love others, one way to do that is to treat yourself to date nights, to get to know yourself so that you know your likes and your dislikes and what you love about yourself, and you can showcase that to other people. That's just a small commercial break. Another monthly break that I like to take is a spa day / self-care day. So some of the things that I am intentional, and I put these things in my budget, and some of these things are things that you can technically do at home. Like one of the things is a facial or a mani-pedi. My youngest daughter has stuff, she does nails, and I like to do that to save money. So a mani-pedi might not be the thing that I spend my self-care thing on for that month, every month, because she can do that. But it's something that I will intentionally set up because I want to take a break from, you know, what she can do, or having her or myself to try to do our mani-pedis. I want to feel pampered. That's the point of setting aside this special break for myself. Some other self-care day, spa day ideas that I earmark and I budget and stuff for myself are massages, going to the sauna, and again, facials and mani-pedicures. So just some ideas. Of course, these are things that you can do, but I am trying to be very intentional when I take these sort of breaks. Is I want to feel at ease. I don't want to feel like I'm doing extra work, because the goal is to pamper myself with this break. So that's my intention. You can do your intention, but those, that's a monthly break for me. All right. Finally, breaks I take throughout the year. Travel. So I got divorced in 2018, and one of the things that I wrote up high is that I wanted to be able to treat my daughters to one good trip a year, someplace new, something where we can maybe knock off like a state that we haven't went to. We can go see things so they can get that exposure. And so that is a break that I'm intentional about marking off on my calendar and doing a budget for every year, which is the family travel break. In that same vein, I try to earmark now, because pandemic got the money a little funny, but I also try to earmark at least one solo travel day just for me. So I can get to know myself and explore some stuff and maybe knock some things off of my bucket list or whatever. But it's a break for me away from everyone else, out of this house, out of the city that I live in, and going out and exploring new things. And so that is a break that I take for myself throughout the year. I hope that you have found something from the weekly breaks that I take, the monthly breaks, and the throughout the year breaks that resonates with you. Again, there is a world of breaks that we can take, and I'm going to try to explore as many of them as I can on this channel. You have already had the conversation about the career breaks that I've had. We had a performing for love breaks and things like that. And we're going to dive deep into it, but these are just some of the breaks that I have taken. And let me know in the comments if any of these breaks resonate with you. Also, let me know what types of breaks you are intentional about taking throughout the week, the month, and the year. I want to know. It might be something that we go back and talk about. I might bring you on and interview you. You never know. But until next time, I want you to find a little time to take a break. Bye.